Hi, my name is Claas. I'm a consultant for business intelligence and analytics, and today I would like to give you a brief overview of the Graphomate extensions for Excel. So these extensions will enable an IBCS-compliant reporting within Excel. And if you would like to know more about IBCS, which stands for International Business Communication Standards, I'll put a link down below. Check out Professor Hichert and his institute. It's become pretty popular in the world of reporting, and it does make sense to use it. There are a couple of more extensions available for tools like ClickView, Tableau, or the SAP tools being Design Studio and Lumira. But it's quick and easy to get started with the Excel extensions because this can be used by literally everyone. So I hope you enjoy the tour. If you got any comments or questions, please put them down in the comment section. Really looking forward to your feedback, what you think about IBCS and these extensions. Have fun. So let's take a close look at how to create a graph with the Graphomate extensions for Excel. I've prepared a small example representing a time series analysis over the year 2017 and the quarters Q1 to Q4. And I also defined 4 separate key figures, one for actual data, one for previous year data, one for plan data, and one for forecast data for the following year. And all of these key figures we would like to compare in a visual way so that it becomes much more easily readable rather than looking just at a plain table of data. So this is quite easy to do with Graphomate. We have this additional tab in Excel which we can use. So we just mark an area where we want the chart to be placed and click the Create Chart button, which comes up with a standard dummy representation of a bar chart, which we now need to configure and connect to the data up here. So this is what we are doing right now. So we go straight to the Data tab, where we define the data series. So we just, first of all, give it a name, starting with the actual data. Now I select the data range and I mark the actual key figure and also including the 2 time dimensions, year and quarter. Click OK. And Graphomate automatically detects the 2 time dimensions and puts it on the horizontal axis. So this is a neat feature of Graphomate, in fact. So we carry on with the remaining data types. So the next one up is the prior period data. For this one, we only need to select the key figure for itself because the time dimensions are already included in the graph. And as you can see, the data series gets automatically added. We just need to expand this to add a couple of more data series. So the plan data is the next one. We give it a proper name and select the plan key figure. Hit OK. And the forecast key figure we also specify here as the forecast data series. Click OK. And now we have all the 4 data series included in the bar chart. Next one up is the Appearance tab. Here we can change the formatting of the entire graph. However, I will show you how to do this with data types because this is much easier to do. The only thing I want to change here is I would like to get rid of the decimal place in the labels. So I just go in here in the value format and configure it in order to not show the decimal places. And there we go, it's already corrected. So we move on to the next tab, which is the data types. This is what I was just mentioning. The Graphomate extensions come by default with pre-configured data types that represent actual, prior period, budget, and forecast data according to the IBCS standards. So the only thing we need to remember here is the name of each data type, and we now need to connect these data types to the data series, which we have defined here in the data tab. So if we look further below, we have here this section data types, which we just expand. And for each data series that we have defined, we can configure for each element within the data series which data type it should be connected with. So for the actual, we put the AC data type for all the 4 elements, meaning all the 4 quarters. And as you can see, Graphomate automatically adjusts the formatting and puts a solid black color for the actual data. The prior period is the PP data type, which we also configure for each element. For the plan data, it's the BU data type. We do the same thing here. Oops, there's a small typo. So here we go. For the forecast data, we have the FC data type, which we also add in here. And you can see that it adds this slightly shaded color for the forecast data. So this completes all the connection to the data that we see in the table. What we would like to do as well is to highlight any deviations. We do this by going back to the General tab, and we can make use of the pre-configured deviations. We just tick them on to enable these. We see that 2 elements are being added to the graph, representing the deviations in absolute and in relative numbers, so in percentages. And what we need to specify here is basically which data series should be compared. So if I just switch all of this to forecast, you will see comparing forecast with forecast is, of course, there's a 0 difference. So that's what we see here. So basically, if we change this as actual data as the base, we now see the calculation of forecast, which you see slightly shaded here in the background, and the actual data, which is the solid black. And we also spot a rather large difference in the Q4 comparing with the other quarters, where we have a difference of -100 absolute or -83%. So this is something we would like to highlight in a way in order to draw the attention of the audience, particularly to this large difference. So there's an easy way to do this. If we move to the Helper tab, we find the highlight function, which we just enable. And you see that it adds already this element on the right-hand side. What we need to configure is basically which element should be compared and which data series should be compared. So because we want to look at the Q4, we specify to compare within the element 4 the actual versus the forecast. And as you can see here, we see the same difference, but highlighted specifically to draw the attention to the Q4. So last but not least, I would like to also remove the decimal place for the percentage, which we can do back here on the Appearance tab. Just adjust this, and here we go. This is how easy it is to create an IBCS-compliant bar chart from a simple table of data.
I hope this has been useful for you guys. If you would like to know more about Graphomate, feel free to get in touch with the guys over there. I put a link down below. I met Lars Schubert last year. He's the managing director. He's a very nice guy. He was so kind to make the licenses available to me in order to test and assess the Graphomate extensions for Excel and even also for Design Studio. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate, get in touch with the guys. They'll help you out.
So far, thanks a lot for watching. I hope this is useful and hope to see you soon in any of the next videos. Bye.